Hey everyone, this is Caitlin.
And this is Lacey.
And this is Women in the Trailer Industry. Today we have a fun topic.
Yeah.
Our topic is how to lead strong-willed men and women. So, first off, we're in the trailer industry. You know, the industry historically was full of men, full of laborers, full of hard workers. And, you know, as business evolves and the economy evolves and media and everything else evolves, so has women coming into the industry and then becoming leaders of these men.
Right.
And so today we're going to talk about just kind of the struggles and the obstacles we've had as leaders of strong-willed men, and then, you know, what we've done to combat that and what someone else can do.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's kind of, I would say it's still a new evolving thing. Yeah. It's not something that's super common just for women to be leaders in the industry, although it's rapidly changing. It is, but there is some struggles that come with that. We try not to hyper focus on those things, but it does need to be addressed sometimes. And I just think that we all have expertise. You know, if you're coming into a field and you have expertise and there's a reason why you were promoted or you are in a leadership position, it's because of your experience, not because of who you are. And so it's about the skill that you have. And so standing on that, and like, when you do get the pushback, just standing your ground and saying, there's a reason why I'm coming up with this, whatever this is, you know, whatever decision you've made, there's a reason why I've done this. So I'm going to stand firm on that, and it needs to be carried out. And so that's the first thing, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But, you know, also we have our own core values at this company. So talk a little bit about what we have set in motion for this company.
Well, I was talking to Lacey earlier and I was like, we kind of get this honestly right. One of our core values for our company is take ownership / passionate. And so, some of our men get real passionate, you know, they want to solve the issue. They want to deep dive in the issue, and typically they don't give up until they have a good answer for that issue.
Yeah.
And sometimes it can be quite annoying.
Yeah.
Because you're like, I'm tired of dealing with this one issue, but the premise is, you know, that we still got to get the issue fixed. But all that it is that they're passionate about what they're doing. And so with our core value being take ownership and passionate, that's also one thing where we kind of have to check ourselves and be like, this is what we hired for. This is what we wanted. And how do we navigate that to say, okay, what do you need from me in this? And how can we solve the issue so we can move past it and not have to keep going about it?
Exactly.
Right? So I just wanted to say that on our core values, because we hired for that. And so we're going to keep getting that.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to learn on our end how to combat those struggles.
Yeah. How do you navigate through that? Especially whenever it's just coming back over and over and over against that. But, you know, also one thing to think about too is once you have stood your ground, give some space. So ask the question you just said was perfect, is ask, what do you need from me? And then give that space for them to self-identify and self-growth and all the things that need to happen. But space is a big deal, especially with the strong-willed person, because they need to feel autonomy in what they're doing. And they need to feel like what they're giving is what is going to be taken out of that. And whether you redirect or not, after you do that, there needs to be space given. Yeah. But also I want to just say there is a difference in, this is how we've always done it, so this is how we're going to do it. There's a difference in that versus, I know this is a different process, but it is going to be a better process and work through that. That's going to be a hard one to work through.
And, you know, and it goes back to what is right and wrong. You know, we hear that a lot. Like, this is what we've always done. Well, sometimes those things have to change to evolve and to make sure it's right, because at the end of the day, we have to make sure, for us anyways, that our customer is getting the right product, that they have the right information. So it is constantly going back to, do we need to change that process?
And assessing it too. Yeah. Cause like, I think just giving the data points of that, okay, so this is how we've always done it. Have we gotten anywhere? like just saying that, like if we haven't gotten anywhere, then that's obvious. We need to change what we're doing, you know?
And then the last one for me would be like communication. So, men and women are fundamentally and mentally different, whereas we may overthink things. A man specifically, maybe in our organization, can be very laser focused and very blinders on, right? And so all they're thinking about is this one thing. And we're over here like thinking big picture and thinking about all the different places, especially like in my position, I'm thinking, okay, how does this affect this person and this person and this person? And typically I can't give one single thing because it affects 5 other people, you know? So, just communicate. I understand that you're feeling this way, but there are several different reasons, you know, and just make sure y'all are, you know, clear and on the same page of, maybe they need some context, right?
Right.
Not just this is in that scenario, this is how it's done. Okay. So why is it done like that?
Right.
Because, you know, for some, they may not understand that, like, this is how it's done, right? Okay. But why? Maybe you've already tried the 5 million different things, but that means nothing to someone who doesn't know that, right?
For sure. Yeah. I mean, I think communication is key there because, you know, somebody could know what they're doing and be hard on that and stand firm on that. But if they're not giving any context and everybody just thinks like, well, you just think you know it all, but you know, actually communicating the whys. Why are you doing it this way over and over? Do you think that this is the best way? So that, and then when communication happens, everybody's brain starts firing off like, oh, well, that is a good idea, but what if we did this? And so that's kind of how you collaborate and brainstorm and get all of the things on the table so that you can choose the right path and what you want to do there. So, I mean, I think that that's good. I mean, also my last point would be to identify, ultimately, we want passionate people. We want people who take ownership. We don't want to have that ownership fall on us. So we want those people. They are assets to our company, but there's a line. So you have to decide, ultimately, are they an asset to your company, or ultimately, are they a roadblock every single time that you need to get something done? And I mean, that's obviously the far right side of that. So you don't want to go there, but that is one thing that you're going to have to decide. Are they passionate that's adding, or are they passionate that is roadblocking your company and growth?
Yep. And, you know, if they are the roadblock, you know, get with them, see if they can fix the roadblock. And if they can't, then, you know, maybe they're the right person for a different company, you know, to be able to do what they want to do. So
I think we are surrounded by people who, experience to me is, I mean, I have 2 degrees and I would still say experience. I mean, there's a reason why people want experience for companies. And so I think we are surrounded in this industry with people that are just so knowledgeable, and it comes from their experience in the industry, their experience with their hands on the parts and knowing and working through the issues over the years and how the parts have evolved, because the parts evolve just as quick as everything else. And so I just think that we're truly fortunate to be surrounded by so many people that are knowledgeable, but just navigating through, tendencies of wanting to just be right all the time, you know? So that, and, you know, maybe managing those experiences, how can we do in that, you know, if your experience is this way and their experience is this way, and maybe everybody is right, maybe. But at some point, like you said earlier, you just have to stand confident in your decision. If you are the leader in the organization, you have to make the decision, because that decision falls on you ultimately. So you have to be the one to say, okay, I completely hear your decision and your experience, but this is the way we need to go. It's what's best for the business. It's what's best for you and I. It's what's best for everyone. And we're going to have to respect each other in that space and then move past that. So keeping your company number one, the growth of your company number one, and your focus is what we have to do. So, I mean, it can totally be done. Everybody can work together and everybody can grow together.
Yeah. And so to recap, you know, for our organization, we keep it honest. That's kind of people we hire. Communication is key. And then what's another one we said?
Stand your ground and give space for decision-making, and ultimately decide, are the people right for your company that are working and passionate about it? So
perfect. Well, we have NATDA coming up at the end of August.
August 29th through the 31st.
Yep. What is NATDA?
North American Trailer Dealer Association.
We laugh.
We do laugh every time.
But we're super excited about that. We have the Women in the Trailer Committee. We have a networking event for women in the Trailer Committee, and a lot of awesome things happening at the show this year. I heard it sold out, so that's awesome. Super big. Maybe we'll get a chance to walk around this year because I know last year I sure didn't. No. We were at the podcast booth. But the podcast will be in the Expo Lounge. So
live streaming.
Come hang out with us. Juan with Full Send will also be there. So come visit with us, and we're excited to see you.
Absolutely. Thanks for watching, you guys. Follow us everywhere you follow your podcast or listen to them, and YouTube, and we will see you next time.